Chestnut Hill for North Carolina and Boston College. Leaves starting to turn. Sam Howell's been turning heads for a year plus now, the sophomore quarterback, as he quickly gets it to Carter, and Carter gets the edge and works a little harder to make his way to the 24. So here is Sam Howell after that sensational freshman season.
Yeah, trying to build on. He said his offseason was not really spent trying to study himself, but more studying defense, becoming a smarter player at the line of scrimmage, and it's paid dividends already this year.
2nd and 3. Helmet came off as Carter goes to the right side of the line. Somebody's got to go get their equipment. It's going to be 3rd and a short one.
You're going to love watching Sam Howell play, and so accurate, so decisive, with an excellent supporting cast. Mack Brown has a special quarterback that is committed to getting better every single day. And as you're building a program, you're building the foundation of a program, when you got a guy like Sam Howell, you're in good shape for the future.
He's one of the greatest to ever do it right there. 32-year career. Never coached against BC in those 32 years. Williams comes in on 3rd and 1. He's the battering ram between the tackles. They're going to pass it on 3rd and 1, and they do so to Toe Groves, who explodes up the near sideline.
I mean, great recognition there from Sam Howell on short yardage. Nobody ran with Groves on the wide route. He was just really motioning across the formation, almost like a decoy. But Howell recognized that there was not a Boston College player that ran with him, so he jumped leverage immediately. Easy pitch and catch. They turned it into a real positive play on 3rd down.
13 yards there from Toe Groves. Williams this time nowhere to go, as he was taken down right away by Max Richardson. Max Roberts also involved there. Richardson, the heart and soul leader of this Eagles defense for head coach Jeff Hafley. Season number 1 after last year. He became sort of the buzz assistant coach in the game when he was leading the defense at Ohio State. Second and 9. Howell near side and gets it complete to the ultra talented De'Ami Brown. And that is another first down for North Carolina.
I'm telling you, you're going to look at this North Carolina roster and you're going to think, all right, Sam Howell's the real deal. But I'm telling you, these wide receivers, this is the second best, behind Clemson, the second best group of skill position players in the ACC, including Howell, his dynamic running backs, and his excellent receiving corps.
Williams finds a crease and drives ahead to move the chains. He took Richardson for a ride. McDuffie made the tackle. And now quick to the line as North Carolina goes tempo, and Howell's going to look to run, then come back and pass, and should have had it complete to Morales.
But when they get in that tempo, they find a play that they like. They run the exact same play. That time, however, Howell deciding to pull it, but with the answers that are built into Phil Longo's system, you can still throw the RPO down the field. That one just a little off the mark, or else they would have another positive play.
Second and 10. Howell, pressure in his face, and he's going to be ridden down. And that was big Marcus Valdez with the sack of Sam Howell.
Just an excellent inside pass rush from Valdez. He's working against Montelis, the left guard. He swims inside, beats the left guard inside, and there is nothing you can do as a quarterback. But excellent job there by the Boston College defense getting home with the great move up front.
Team captain Valdez with the sack to put North Carolina in a 3rd and 18. Howell trying to extend the play. Launches downfield and has it complete for a first down to Bo Corrales. How about that 3rd and 18, and they convert?
And how about the throw? Never supposed to throw back across your body unless you complete it. You know, that's the rule. Back as a quarterback, Howell, good job buying time, escaping, and keeping his eyes downfield. And how about Corrales? I mean, he's looking right into the sun. Not easy to make that catch, but Good job going up across the middle and making the tough play.
To the ground with Carter, and he is met right away. That's a great fill against the run by Max Richardson to fit that thing up and take down Carter.
It's not often you see Michael Carter tackled in a one-on-one situation. He's so elusive. It's an excellent job there by Max Richardson, dragging him down in the open field. It's an excellent 1-2 punch at running back with Carter, who's speedy, and Williams, who's powerful.
And now this guy who's so talented with the arm. Howell on 2nd and 10, and it's incomplete. As the coverage came from Elijah Jones, he was looking to connect with Bo Corrales. ESPN College Football Prime Time. It is the Deep South's oldest rivalry. What a game tonight. Georgia and Auburn, 7:30 Eastern. 3rd down and 10 as the BC defense, they had him in a 3rd and 18. Couldn't get the stop against Howell and company. Now a 3rd down and 10. Howell, plenty of time, and he gets it complete, and into the end zone goes Brown. Joffrey Brown, the younger brother of Diami, with the touchdown for the Heels.
Just a great throw and a perfect route design against man coverage. Joffrey Brown breaking to the inside, working right off the hip of the slot receiver, creating some separation and a great run after catch.
Atkins adds the extra point. And Howell, couple big 3rd down conversions. Joffrey Brown with the touchdown catch.
College football on ABC is presented by PlayStation 5. Play has no limits.
We have 2 of the great college towns represented. You ever drink from the old well? First day of classes, they say you do that, you get a 4-0, and then we got the Eagles up here in Chestnut Hill. Now, I know you've done that, jogged around the Resi.
I hit the Resi a couple times last few days. I logged some hours on out around Chestnut Hill, and I feel like I know it better than anyone on our crew except for you, Joe. I mean, it's pretty amazing. What a beautiful place. My first trip up here, and it is really, really special.
I'll tell you who was special was Sam Howell on that last drive when North Carolina was 3 for 3 on 3rd downs. And the 24-yard touchdown to Brown, 7-0 Tar Heels. Second possession for Phil Jurkovec in the Eagles offense. The new kid in town, Jurkovec, transferred into BC from Notre Dame this past January. He's taken over that quarterback position with 3 years of eligibility still to use. 3rd start of his college football career.
Very bright future. Very naturally gifted, and he's off to a heck of a start, displaying poise in each of his first 2 starts.
Jurkovec with time, cross field, and able to get it complete, and that is Jalen Gill. Let's check in with Paul.
You know, Joe, so much excitement around Phil Jurkovec in the 2018 class when he signed with Notre Dame. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, alongside Clemson's Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields from Ohio State. Notre Dame found their guy, and BC is excited. And I'll just add one more thing. He's listed at 225. No way he's 225. This guy looks like a tight end from the sideline.
Completely agree. Runs like a 2. So 12 yards to Jalen Gill, who was a big recruit himself and started his career at Ohio State. And now Jurkovec near side, and going down for it was Zay Flowers, but they say it's incomplete.
It's a pretty impressive class when you look at 2018. I mean, we all know what Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields have gone on to do, but Matt Corral's had some bright moments. Spencer Sanders injured right now, but hoping the best for him in his Oklahoma State career. And of course, Phil Jurkovec starting his career at Notre Dame, but finding a home here at Boston College. is going to be a big part of the reason why I think this Boston College team is going to be a force in the years to come.
They run it with Garwo, an excellent pursuit right down the line that time. Ray Vohasek with the tackle. He is a wrecking ball on the inside.
Tell you what, North Carolina's offense gets a lot of credit, understandably so, but they have some good pieces on defense, and a young defense too, Joe. In their 27 players that see the field, 19 of those 27 are either freshmen or sophomores, so bright future here on the defensive side of the football, along with Sam Howell and that talented offense.
3rd down and 10. So the offensive line making their calls here for protection. 3rd and 10. 3-man rush. Jurkovec stands up to it. Downfield and in stride complete. That's C.J. Lewis. The redshirt junior from Hamden, Connecticut. Cheshire Academy has all the physical tools.
All right, did I tell you Ben Roethlisberger or not? Because this is vintage Roethlisberger. Just sheds a tackle from a defensive lineman, no problem. Moves to his left, gathers himself, and delivers a strike 30 yards downfield with ease. It's an impressive play there from Jurkovec, and he's a guy that's kind of a momentum player. Once he makes a play like that, he builds on it. So let's see what he does the rest of the stride.
5 completions, 8 attempts so far. Took a hit there, but able to get it complete, and also taking a big hit was Travis Levy at the end of that play that went for a 9-yard reception.
Beautiful throw. Back shoulder, knowing that there's a defender over the top, and he was staring down the barrel of a loaded gun because Chaz Surratt was blitzing, and he just got rid of it in time. Excellent stuff. Big hit at the end.
2nd and 1, and the big David Bailey comes in as the Eagles running back. And he will get the work here, and with all that size, it doesn't take much for him to go downhill and pick up a 1st down. As Gimmel made the tackle there. Gimmel has to run off the field with his helmet in his hand.
That's a guy that I had high hopes for Boston College this year. It was David Bailey. Him now with A.J. Dillon departed, playing for the Green Bay Packers. Thought Bailey would have a chance to kind of develop into that role. It hasn't happened just yet, as this offensive line and this run game, frankly, still trying to find themselves in the early part of the season.
Jurkovec off the boot, and once again unable to connect with Flowers on a similar play they had on their first possession. See the sun cresting here in this beautiful fall afternoon. 7-play drive for BC. Fanless atmosphere because of the state and local government regulations in the midst of the COVID pandemic. Jurkovec stays alive again into the hands of Levy, who wiggles his way inside the 20-yard line. It'll set up 3rd down and about 8.
Tell you what, as the game goes along, right now North Carolina and their defensive coordinator Jay Bateman, they have a feel for the protections because they have had numerous unblocked rushers heading straight for Phil Jurkovec. So they're going to have to make an adjustment offensively here in the next couple drives because they cannot continue to get overloaded. That leads to problems, and right now, not being able to move the football the way they could.
3rd down and 6. Here comes some pressure. Jurkovec lofts it and it's incomplete after the big hit on Hunter Long. That was Trey Morrison coming in on the All-American candidate Hunter Long, and he is in pain on the turf. And that is BC's best offensive weapon right now that the trainers are running out to see.
And you hope he's okay. He releases downfield and ball is thrown into traffic. He goes up, tries to make a play for his quarterback, and as you can see, the defender there, Trey Morrison, delivering a big shot right to the midsection of the big Hunter Longs. Hope he's okay. So that was a big collision there over the middle of the field.
We got a guy hurt, and they're cheering. We got a guy hurt, and they're cheering.
Listen, you can hear everything in this atmosphere without a fan, and you could hear upset Jeff Hafley was there as Hunter Long is down, and he did not like the way it was being dealt with some of the players. This is a unique atmosphere here, unlike anything that we've experienced in recent weeks. Obviously, in the midst of the pandemic, we have had limited fans, but here, no fans. We're going to take a short break as they try to help out Hunter Long.
It was great to see Hunter Long, the outstanding junior tight end for Boston College, up under his own power. He's now being evaluated. He took a massive shot over the middle of the field. A legal hit, but a very, very big hit nonetheless.
So that leaves him with an Aaron Boumeri 35-yard field goal attempt. And Boumeri, who was the hero last week when he had the game winner, puts this through. So after that 10-play drive where Hunter Long took a big hit on the third down, Boumeri able to connect on the 35-yarder. Let's check in with Paul.
You know, at BC, there's a famous father and current BC player connection that runs deep in Chestnut Hill. Let's start with longtime college and NFL coach and currently an assistant at Florida. Paul Pasqualone's son Tito is a long snapper. Mike Vrabel, he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots, and now the Titans coach, his son Tyler, plays on the offensive line. There's Hall of Fame defensive back Michael Haynes, his son Tate plays the same position, and then last but not least, there's Joe Tessitore. I think I know that guy. His son John is a kicker and punter, and John has his dad's great looks.
Takes after his mom as BC tried to go for the punch kick, and the flag comes down as it drifts out of bounds. He's just number 98 today, everybody on the crew, and we appreciate the love.
I love it. It's so great to see John, and I know you are so proud that he is here at BC doing a great job holding. Had maybe the best hold I've ever seen last week, frankly, on the game winner, Joe.
This is the most attention that a backup punter and starting holder has ever received in network history.
It is awesome.
You guys are very kind. That's a very good special team room. They love each other, and last week they sure delivered for Matt Turin, the coordinator who came over here from Ohio State. Well, that dynamic duo for North Carolina is in the backfield. Carter and Williams out there together.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside on the kicking team, number 4. That penalty is declined. Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. 5 yards will be added to where the ball went out of bounds, and it'll be their ball, 1st and 10.
Michael Carter and Sam Howell. So much talent at skill positions for North Carolina. Howell already 69 yards in that touchdown. He connected to Joffrey Brown.
From where the dead ball belonged to North Carolina.
For those of us,
the yards will be the same. Will
for
be
those
5
of you
yards
watching
added.
us
It'll
right
be North
now,
Carolina's ball, 1st down.
we want to let you know that we will be changing networks and headed over to ABC for the remainder of the afternoon. 7-3 North Carolina. As a quick strike to De'Ami Brown, and De'Ami Brown with a chunk play for the Tar Heels. Glad you're with us today from here on a beautiful fall day in Chestnut Hill. Joe Tessitore and Greg McElroy high atop an empty Alumni Stadium with the state and local government regulations not allowing for any fans here on this crisp autumn day. Sam Howell, one of the best young quarterbacks in college football, to the end zone and off the hands of Brown. Howell was excellent earlier today, converted a couple big third downs, and then hit Chopri Brown, the younger brother of De'Ami, for a 24-yard touchdown. And then Phil Jurkovec and that Boston College offense just came down the field with a 10-play drive that finished with Aaron Boumerian a 35-yard field goal. Number 12 team in the country is North Carolina. Because of COVID and because of a bye week, this is their first game they've played in 21 days. And they have been shaking off that rust fairly well. Not much as good pursuit down the line by Isaiah McDuffie. McDuffie, who had a big game a week ago with 12 tackles, 3 TFLs, and 2 sacks, comes up with the tackle here against Michael Carter.
And the story there on the first drive for North Carolina was the efficiency by Sam Howell on third down. Here he is again in the 3rd and long situation. Already he's converted on 3rd and 10, has converted on 3rd and 18. Now 3rd and 8. Can he do it again with this talented wide receiver corps?
BC showing pressure with Richardson in that A gap before he backs off. 3rd down and 8. 3 for 3 on 3rd down so far. All the Heels, and Howell's going to tuck, run, get it, and more. It's going to be 1st and goal, North Carolina. Mike Palmer finally tracked him down.
Excellent recognition from Sam Howell. Man coverage with pressure. And as soon as that pass rush loses phase and he sees an opening, the quarterback run. Who's guarding the quarterback? There's nobody. So he takes off, and you see Sam Howell really worked on his body to become a better runner this year. Converts on a nice 3rd and long.
Taking that nutrition seriously. It's paying off. And now here's Carter, and Carter trying to reach out for the goal line. Ball came out at the end, but he should be marked down at about the 1-yard line. As Jones tried to make a play for that loose ball, but Carter reaching out, and it was the ground that caused it.
Take a look at it here as Carter's going to the ground. You see him extend, and clearly that hip on the ground, that arm is really, the arm's contact with the ground is really what dislodges the football. Dangerous play there from Carter, but clearly down. A good job by the official with the spot.
The big battering ram, Javonte Williams, comes into the backfield. 2nd and goal. And he will muscle his way in. That is what he is best at. We got Carter, who's the run past you guy, and Williams, who's the run over you guy. And this offense can really move, and they are talented everywhere you look. Three touchdowns second half last week against Syracuse, and adds to it here today. 14-3 for the number 12 team in the country on a beautiful fall day from Chestnut Hill. Hill. Joe, Greg, and Paul with you. 14-3 North Carolina after Javonte Williams just had the touchdown run. Javonte Williams, who was his high school valedictorian from Wallace, North Carolina. And a great year a year ago with that excellent backfield that Mac Brown has. Paul, what's up?
You know, it's year 2 of the Mac Brown era at UNC, and the expectations, well, they could not be higher. If you look at this team, the goals are different in 2020 with a record-setting quarterback in Sam Howell and playmakers around him. Last year, they were 7-6. They just wanted to win some games. 4 losses in 2019 were by 3 points or less. They need to finish. They won the Military Bowl, but now they have 10 starters back in an elite recruiting class on campus. They believe they could win this conference, gentlemen, And last I checked, yes, Clemson is still playing in the ACC.
Winningest active head coach in the game is Mack Brown. Jurkovec, pressure off the edge, and he gets it complete as he goes to Jalen Gill. By the way, I want to say this about Mack Brown, because he's been the grand ambassador of our sport, but he's done it with his leading lady by his side, Sally. And for only the third time in 29 years, his wonderful wife, Sally, is not here, and she is such a pillar and so important to all the success Mack has had. But because of COVID standards and North Carolina wanting to do it the right way and protect their bubble, she is watching at home. Here's Zay Flowers coming around, and he's their speed guy from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
We love Mack Brown here, obviously, at ESPN. He was a big part of what we did for quite some time, and are really proud of the job he's done in such a quick period of time in building North Carolina, building their culture, and obviously improving the skill and talent that they have on the roster.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter as David Bailey tries to find something, but not much room there opening up. Morrison with the tackle.
So far from Boston College, it's a completely different looking offense than what we know Boston College to be. They've only tried to run the ball. So far here in the first quarter, they've only run the ball 4 times as compared to 13 dropbacks from Jurkovec. So it is a different looking offense under new head coach Jeff Hafley and offensive coordinator Frank Cignetti.
Howell with a touchdown pass, Williams with a touchdown run, framed against the Bumeri field goal. A beautiful day here in Chestnut Hill, overlooking the Resi. And you see Gaston Ball up on high. 14-3 Heels. Don't go anywhere. What do we got there? Paul Revere, Sam Adams, and Baldwin masked up. 3rd down and 2. David Bailey. And David Bailey just runs over 2 North Carolina players and will move the chains past midfield. When he gets going downhill, watch out. Here it comes. It's out in the slot and split out.
Yeah, that would have been a really good catch there. And Levy is a versatile weapon. I mean, I think he does a really good job as a receiver, as a route runner, very consistent hands. And it's a nice change of pace from David Bailey. He's the big body downhill back.
Second and 10, Bailey. And Bailey will make his way down to just inside the 10-yard line. He 3rd and a long 4 from there. Fox had the tackle on David Bailey.
It's really early in this game, Tess, but if I'm Boston College and I gain 4 yards here, I'm going for it. Even if I gain 3, I'm going for it, because field goals are not going to beat North Carolina. Their offense is just too good. So when you have it in prime field position like you do right here, you might have 2 downs to get it, knowing what it's likely going to take to knock off the number 12 team in the country.
First-year head coach Jeff Hafley. 3rd and 5, Jurkovec. And that is knocked out of the hands of Long. It was Trey Morrison coming in.
Very uncharacteristic drop there by Long. As you see, he sits up right in the zone. I mean, well-thrown football on time, and that's one that Long will catch 99 times out of 100. Unfortunately there, though, doesn't help his offense at all, and they're going to have to settle for 3.
So Bumeri trots on there for the 27-yard field goal attempt. And he has his 2nd of the day. BC cuts it to an 8-point margin, but will field goals get it done today? College football rankings brought to you by Capital One.
And you look at those idle teams as the Penn State Nittany Lions and the Ohio State Buckeyes find their way back into the top 10 after being unranked for a couple weeks, of course, tongue-in-cheek. But we're really going to be treated to an excellent game tonight on ESPN at 7:30 as the Georgia Bulldogs welcome the number 7 ranked Auburn Tigers to town. Looking forward to that game.
Danny Longman's kickoff fielded by Michael Carter is going to be waived for it for the fair catch. Let's check in with Kevin.
Test time now for our protection spotlight, brought to you by Allstate. We're taking a look at a great touchdown play in Tuscaloosa. Number 2 Alabama providing the protection for Mac Jones and John Mechie. 78 yards. Jones 5 for 5 so far. Bama up 14-7 over Texas A&M. Tess, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Texas A&M did not look like they were in sync last week, and now you get a trip to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I think that may be a case of the look-ahead flu. What do you think? I mean,
Could be.
With all due respect to Vanderbilt, when you see Bama on the schedule week 2, it's understandable that maybe they didn't have their full attention on the Commodores last week. So it'll be interesting. This Bama team, they looked outstanding there last week against Missouri.
So Sam Howell with his feet planted in the end zone. We'll give to Williams, and Williams is stacked up, gets a few more yards, but he had big Isaiah McDuffie wrapping around him with T.J. Ram. Speaking of Alabama, T.J. Ram, one of the rare players who grew up in the heart of the SEC but came north to play here at BC. He's the son of a former Crimson Tide defensive lineman, Thomas Ram. Remember, Georgia and Auburn tonight, number 4 and number 7, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Can't wait to see that one. Second and 7. Howell from his own end zone. He's going to crank it up. He was hit. Ball comes out, and it is picked off. That is Brandon Sebastian with the big interception for the Eagles. Brandon Sebastian with the big play for BC.
Just an excellent rush off the right side. They beat the running back there in protection as Williams was trying to pick it up, and Muse gets the hit on Howell, deflecting the ball way up in the air. And how about the job, too, defensively by Sebastian, high-pointing that football and reeling it in. Excellent job by BC's defense, taking advantage of the rush there against the running back for North Carolina.
So Sebastian with the pickoff, and now BC with a chance to cash as this thing is served up for them. First and goal. Jurkovec to the end zone. Incomplete. He was trying to connect with Zay Flowers. You know, Brandon Sebastian, who had that interception, he's a fine young man. He's got a bracelet honoring his late brother Jordan, who's a beloved former player, young coach at the Hopkins School back home in Connecticut, who lost a battle with colon cancer at only 24 years old. And he looks at that bracelet throughout the game and says, Jordan strong and dominate the day.
Yeah, just a sad story there, but a beautiful tribute there from Sebastian, wearing that, thinking about it all the time and constantly touching it for luck throughout the course of the game.
Second and goal. Jurkovec with time. Incomplete, looking for C.J. Lewis. So he'll be sitting on a third and goal. Well, there he is after the interception. What's the first thing he does? He touches that bracelet. Honor his brother Jordan.
This is a huge third down for Boston College. I mean, huge. And you got to look in the direction of your tight end, who's lined up, attached to the line of scrimmage. Big body down here. He's got to be your go-to guy.
Third and goal. Touchdown, Eagles. David Bailey leaking out of the backfield. Smartly done by Jurkovec and offensive coordinator Frank Signetti. And just like that, the interception is cashed in.
It's just a great call. You see internal pressure looking like it, but instead, internally, Jeremiah Gemmel, number 44 for North Carolina, he's actually in man coverage. It's excellent job by Jurkovec, recognizing that that was a bluff in the middle, and them coming off the edge, him hitting the hot route to Bailey for the touchdown. Just beautiful design as a blitz answer there in the red zone for the Eagles.
Now, as they are wont to do, Tessitore was in the shotgun there for a moment, thinking about a two-point conversion before they bring them back in. So instead of going for the tie, they're going to tack on one. And a big play from the defense. Jamin Muse got in on Howe. Sebastian had the pickoff, and then into the end zone went Bailey from Jerkovic. And we got a gain at the Pirates.
College football presented by PlayStation 5 on ABC is brought to you by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Trust in your tomorrow.
Well, that is the 9/11 Memorial Labyrinth on the lawn of Burns Library here at Boston College, where students go around the labyrinth with prayer, with peace, with consolation, and you finish with pausing for a moment for the man in the red bandana, Wells Crowther. Beautiful autumn day here in Chestnut Hill. 14-13, number 12 North Carolina with that tremendous offense, but moments ago a turnover turned into a quick 6 for BC. Let's go to the studio and Kevin.
Tess, we got an update from the SEC after being down 14-0. Here come the Aggies. First play after the defense gets a pick. Kellen Mond to Ryan Rennick, 17 yards. We're tied at 14 apiece in Tuscaloosa. And to the ACC, this is not good. Jacksonville State up 14-0 in Tallahassee against Florida State. The return of Mike Norvell on the sidelines. Knowles in a hole. Back to you, Tess.
Boy, oh boy. What is going on there in Tallahassee? Joe Tessitore, Greg McElroy, Paul Carcaterra here in Chestnut Hill. So Sam Howell back out there after the pressure led to the interception, as he gives to the talented, speedy Carter, and Carter was met right at the line of scrimmage, but somehow goes ahead for a couple of yards. Isaiah McDuffie with the tackle. Paul.
Defense is bringing it for Boston College after that last turnover. And DC Tem Lokabu is ecstatic right now. He was born in Africa, great story, born in the Congo. As a young boy, he moved to the U.S. because his father's job, Kabuji's job, was a diplomat and ambassador to the United Nations. Moved to Jersey, fell in love with football as a 6th grader. And I'll tell you what, he played college football at Colgate. We spent time with this guy yesterday. He was fantastic.
Really was. 2nd down and 8. Incomplete. It's going to be a 3rd down. Lukabu is a dynamic, fast-rising coach. He has all the makings of a future head coach. He's got the NFL experience. He's got great college experience. And let's see what his defense can come up with on 3rd and 8 against this talented Carolina team.
Yeah, Lukabu's an impressive guy, man. I mean, he is going to be a head coach very, very soon.
3rd down and 8. Sam Howell, 38 touchdown passes a year ago as a freshman. BC showed a little pressure with Max Richardson off the edge. Excellent receiving tandem for North Carolina. Here's Richardson coming in on Howell. Howell's going to tuck, run, try to get to the outside. And with that big body, he's able to go and lean forward against Josh DeBerry. And with that, he's going to move the chains. 6'1", 225, and as he said, much more confident with his legs now this year.
Yeah, you said big body, not as big. He actually lost 8 pounds from last year. Talking to him, he said, man, when I got to college, I was a freshman, I thought I needed the extra weight because I thought it'd protect me a little bit better. I'd be able to endure the season. But no, he realized that speed was actually more important. He leaned up his body. He really focused on his diet and flexibility, and now expects to contribute an awful lot more with his legs here in 2020.
Here's Williams, Javonte Williams, as he gets past Richardson to the outside.
So far, BC has done a pretty decent job on 1st and 2nd down. They've had plenty of opportunities to create negative plays. They have the turnover. The 3rd down has been really getting them so far.
Quickly getting to the line. House is going to have to slide down there as he had big Brandon Barlow coming at him. By the way, number 44, Brandon Barlow, from upstate New York. He graduated from Shaker High, a school not known for producing Division I talents, but longtime North Carolina sports fans know Shaker High is where Tar Heels basketball legend Sam Perkins came out of. 3rd down and 7. Howell going to take a shot, and it's incomplete. Good coverage that time from Elijah Jones on De'Ami Brown.
Like we've talked at the beginning of that drive about Tem Lukabu, the defensive coordinator for Boston College. I like the way he played it right there. He said, hey, man, we're going to play man coverage, and if you're going to beat us on this 3rd down, you're going to have to complete a low percentage throw down the field. We're going to get up in your face. We're going to press you. And as a result, Sam Howell just a little bit off the mark on the go ball down the left-hand side. That was a good job by the defensive coordinator, making the throw to convert the third down very, very challenging.
The punter from Dublin, Ireland, Ben Kiernan, on to punt away as the whistles blow. The flag is down.
False start. Kicking team number 7. It's a 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So Ben Kiernan, the sophomore punter from North Carolina, as I said, originally from Ireland, was a rugby player. And his parents adopted a young girl who suffers a medical condition. So with that, they wanted to move to the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And there in high school, he took up American football. The rest is history. Here he is, big time in the ACC. Zay Flowers is the return man for the Eagles. As that drifts out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Paul?
We have some international flavor in Chestnut Hill. Tem Lukabu, the DC for Boston College. His father's message when he was a young boy, keep the grades up or no ball. BC is ballin'.
Introducing Wendy's new pretzel.
Now this was moments ago. David Bailey, the touchdown catch. North Carolina, number 12 team in the country at 14-13. And over at the Mods, because you can't have fans here, and on the parents' Zoom call, the reaction. Fanless atmosphere because of the state and local restrictions. Jurkovic trying to set up the screen. He does so to Garwo, but great pursuit by Jay Bateman's North Carolina defense. They are salty up front, aren't they? And this is an empty stadium with the exception of 10 NFL scouts allowed to be here today. Listen, we've been in arenas and stadiums where you've had partial crowds, right? We had nearly 20,000 down at Florida State. Ole Miss, we had about 16,000. This is far different here.
It is really different. But what's funny is Ralph Macchio in the building.
He's a BC parent.
Is he? Wow.
He is.
Okay. Also a Jets fan. So big. Hey, Ralph. Good to see you, bud. But it really is. It's different, but it's the new normal, and kids are still playing hard.
2nd and 15. Flowers on the screen, and Flowers somehow slithers his way ahead to the 27-yard line. Chaz Surratt with the tackle. Last year's runner-up for ACC Defensive Player of the Year.
I really like Chaz Surratt. Everyone seems to know the story. You don't often see the quarterback to linebacker move, but that's exactly what he did. And as a result of his experience playing quarterback, he has a great understanding of how offenses try to attack you, which has led to his excellence at the linebacker spot these last couple years for the Heels.
I had a great visit with him yesterday. His football IQ is off the charts. 3rd down and 9 as the whistles blow as Jurkovic was taking his drop, and there's going to be some movement on the BC front.
False start. Offense, number 4. It's a 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So BC will be in a 3rd and 14 hole. Can hear everything here, can't you? No fans.
You hear the play call.
So 3rd and 14 for Jurkovic. A big talented transfer from Notre Dame. He's going to check down underneath, and Spencer Witter is going to be cut down. A redshirt freshman from West Hartford, Connecticut. As it was Conley with the tackle, 7 yards for Witter.
Nice job there from UNC's defense. They had obviously just given up the touchdown on the short field just a few moments ago, but this time forcing a negative play there early and doing a good job of tackling in the open field on 2nd and 3rd down. Excellent job there by the Tar Heels.
Grant Carlson punting away. Daz Newsome, an excellent return man, is going to let this take a BC bounce, and it does all the way inside the 20. Well, we're discussing why we have no fans. We'll put it in perspective with a little Fenway Park comparison when we come back to the Heights here at Chestnut Hill. Well, Fenway Park is just down the road to the east of where we are here, with a 1-point ball game between number 12 North Carolina and BC. And all time over 100 years there, they've had 14 no-hitters. But the no-hitter that everybody needs in college football is what BC's been able to do. 14 straight weeks with over 4,000 COVID tests and not a single positive. And that's why we get to play some football here today.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing to go that long in such a difficult climate without a single positive. It's a testament to the kids and the players that have bought in.
It's Michael Carter, and look at Carter, able to keep his balance before McDuffie drives him back. And you know, in spending time with Mack Brown, the North Carolina coach this week, so BC's had the no-hitter with COVID testing, but North Carolina's done everything the right way, and yet they're the ones, because of COVID, a bye week so greatly affected. 21 days between games.
Yeah, and you have to wonder, how does that disrupt your rhythm? Obviously, offensively, they've come out, haven't missed a beat.
Well, they've got this guy, Howell, and when he's got time, he puts it right in there. A flag is down as he connects with De'Ami Brown.
Field, offense number 63. It's a 5-yard penalty, second down.
You know, Joe, your son John's a redshirt sophomore on the team, and you've lived through this no-hitter. I'd like to hear from a father's perspective what it was like to have a son on the team who's gone through this and been so successful.
Well, it's not just our family story. It's every parent in college football watching all these young men sacrifice really since being sent home in March, of working out at home, of finding anything to lift, to squat, of then coming up here and not being able to see family and friends or go home for the weekend just to stay in these bubbles. So give credit to the Carolina players, the BC players, all of them who have had to sacrifice so much just to play the sport they love. 2nd and 6 and nothing happening there for Carter. And the one thing I'll say is simply this. During all the talk of should they play, shouldn't they play, if you talk to the kids, they wanted to play, and they wanted to do it safely, and they wanted to do it the right way, and these two teams have done that.
Yeah, it required tremendous accountability within the locker room and within the coaching staff. I mean, it's really been amazing, and the reward has been playing and representing your school and your state and trying to bring a lot of positivity to the world. So it's been a lot of fun to be a part of these last few weeks.
3rd down and 6. Howell. A little bit of pressure, but look at his escapability, and then leaps ahead for a first down. Let's go to the studio and Kevin.
As we saw Texas A&M tied up, Alabama responding. Najee Harris, 2nd touchdown of the game, 5 touchdowns in 6 quarters so far this season, 21-14, Bama in the 2nd. Back to you guys.
Okay, so Harris with a couple of touchdowns. Jones had a big touchdown pass for Bama as well. Hardest working players you'll ever be around, Sam Howell. Loves to watch film, loves to grind and get better every day. And Williams wrestled down by Richardson, as well as Valdez. A reminder that tomorrow it's Sunday NFL Countdown. After coaching Manning and Big Ben, Andrew Luck, Bruce Arians reveals his secrets that he's passed on to Tom Brady. Plus Randy Moss on the best catches from today. Kick things off with NFL Countdown at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. 2nd and 6, that's incomplete. He was looking for Brown, who had the touchdown, but a flag's going to come in here as Brandon Sebastian, who had the interception earlier, was on coverage.
Pass interference, defense number 10. Ball be placed in the spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
Of course, the big news buzzing up this way was the report of Cam Newton testing positive, and the NFL moving the Pats-Chiefs game.
He's been off to an excellent start. Everyone's wondering, what's the marriage going to be like between Bill Belichick and Cam Newton? And so far, so good, of course, delivering some really exciting moments, especially in the loss against Seattle just a couple weeks ago.
Howell swings it to Williams. And Williams able to get the corner past midfield before he's finally tracked down by McDuffie. So you got Carter, who likes to get past you, and we talk about Williams being between the tackles, but get him into space, and he can get that motor revving too.
No, there's no doubt. But how about we give a little love to big number 84, Garrett Walston? Not usually that much of a factor in the passing game, but blocking right there, taking out 2 Boston College defenders as he secures the edge for his running back. That's an excellent job from the senior tight end.
Williams finds a nice hole and then is able to get past DeBerry and take him for a ride, and a flag is down. Check on that. 3.5 minutes to go here in this first half.
Personal foul, illegal chop block, offense, number 72 and number 63. It's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Awesome Richards is big number 72, the left tackle from Haverford School outside of Philadelphia. And then Ed Montelis, who is starting in place of Josh Izudu, the left guard.
It's a big penalty. They're 15 yards. Your offense is starting to move. You just had a big play, and now you back yourself up a 1st down and a half. Just can't happen there on the left side of the offensive line. Sam Howell here, you just think, hey, I could get half of it back here on 1st down and try to get back on schedule on 3rd.
They got game breakers all over the place in this Carolina offense. Here's one of them, Carter. And Carter, look at him go. And just like that, Carter turns on the speed down the sideline and makes it to the 35-yard line.
This is an awesome job by pick number 84 yet again. Walston delivered the blow earlier, and how about 2 on the outside, the wide receiver. Looked like it was Corrales that did a really good job of securing the edge for a couple extra yards there by Carter.
23 yards on 1st and 25, and now this, taking a shot, but overthrowing De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown, who had 9 downfield touchdown catches last year. That was the 2nd most in all of major college football. He's the deep threat.
I love that idea, too, by Phil Longo. Hey, it's 2nd and short. Likely going to be able to pick it up on 3rd down with how our offense operates. Let's take a shot downfield. And De'Ami Brown was on top of the defender. I thought Howell was just a little bit late on that throw. If he gets it up and down, that's a touchdown.
3rd and 2. He's going to shift to a tight formation under center. And Williams, with all that blocking in front, will have the 1st down for the Tar Heels. Now today's Aflac trivia question. Greg, we're going to put you to the test today. Really going to put you to the test today. BC's played at Fenway Park and Yankee Stadium in one year. That was 2017. Which other college football team has also played in both famous baseball stadiums in the same year?
I'm going to just go on a limb and say Notre Dame, but I literally have no idea.
That was a quick guess out of you.
I have no idea.
False start, offense, number 74. It's a 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jordan Tucker, right tackle. There's a guy who may know there. Paul?
Yeah, I remember doing the Pinstripe Bowl with Notre Dame when they played against Rutgers. And I think that same year they may have played Boston College in Fenway Park. So I'm leaning towards what Greg thinks, Notre Dame.
Well, they have played Boston College at Fenway Park, but we'll see if that's the answer.
So you have insider information since you called the game. Now I feel better about it. I had forgotten about it.
I only called one of the games.
The 50%, pretty good.
After the penalty, it's a 1st and 15. Howell off the play action. Pressure coming, and he's taken down. As getting to him was Barlow. Barlow, who was dealing with a turf toe in camp, but's been a 4-year steady contributor, comes up with a huge play for Luka Boo's defense.
Yeah, and he just goes right around Richards on the left-hand side. A good job, too, there by big number 99, TJ Ram, forcing the movement. That was a coverage sack, though. Sam Howell's got to get that ball out. Can't stand back there that long and expect the O-line to hold up.
2nd and 20. Howell, look at the time he has here. But he can't find anything downfield. And then in stride he does, and it's Williams. What a play. Howell Williams, touchdown, as Howell was right up against the line of scrimmage and threw it. Just when that BC defense had found something, the ultra-talented Sam Howell does that.
Now you look at it, the 41-yard line was the line of scrimmage. Remember, your entire body has to be across. So he looks clean right there. What a job by Sam Howell playing point guard. I mean, you see a guy cut into the hoop, and there he does, puts it right in stride. Excellent awareness of where he was on the field, and a very accurate throw to the running back, who did a wonderful job after catch in finding the end zone.
Well, they're going to take a peek at this, but as it stands, it's an impressive ad-lib 41-yard touchdown. We'll be right back to Chestnut Hill. Now, the ruling on the field is Sam Howell did not cross the line entirely. A 41-yard touchdown to Javonte Williams.
This should be confirmed. You can see 41-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Yes, the left foot goes over, but that's not a problem. The entire body of the thrower has to cross the line of scrimmage for it to be an illegal forward pass. And clearly you can see his right foot, really the whole right side of his body, is well behind the line of scrimmage.
He is so impressive, isn't he, Hal?
It's a great play.
Young guy in the game. You know, and you consider, listen, he's in the conference that has Trevor Lawrence.
After further review, the quarterback's body was not completely beyond the original line of scrimmage. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands, and it will be a touchdown.
You know, sitting there in a conference with Trevor Lawrence, and still, you know, he gets accolades and honors and the buzz, and you can see where it's all headed with Sam Howell. He's so impressive as a freshman with the 38 touchdown passes and what he was able to do late in games with 12 fourth quarter touchdown passes. And here he dazzles again after they were in a hole and the defense was coming after them, extending the play and finding Williams for a 41-yard score. Number 12, North Carolina and BC in a good one here in Chestnut Hill. 21-13 Heels. Joe, Greg, and Paul back with you here in Chestnut Hill. 21-13 North Carolina. The Aflac trivia question we put forth, a unique one. In fact, that BC has played both at Fenway and Yankee Stadium in a single season. We said, what other college football team has done that? Played in the two famous baseball parks in the same year? You guys said Notre Dame. How about NYU back in 1948? You're like, hold on, NYU doesn't play football. Yeah, in 48 they did, and they played at Yankee Stadium in Fenway Park.
I mean, you want to talk about just the complete opposite. A Notre Dame storied program, NYU no longer in existence as a program. That one was from, quite literally, no pun intended considering the baseball reference, that one was from right field.
Here we go, 3 timeouts remaining and 69 seconds for Dracovic. As coming back for the ball that time and getting it complete with Zay Flowers.
Last week, Dracovic did a great job in the 2-minute operation. It's almost as if he's just playing at that point. No more thinking, just drop back, be an athlete, and throw the ball accurately. He's very comfortable in this type of situations. They try to steal some points.
15 yards on that last toss. Go back looking for the comeback again as he goes to Hunter Long. Remember, Kevin, Mark, and Booger will get you squared away with everything you need to know on the State Farm halftime report. Tell you what's going on between A&M and Alabama. Had a good one in the Big 12 earlier. And everything going on around the country. It was incomplete when he was looking for Long, so it's 2nd and 10. Dracovic over the middle, and that is incomplete and low, and a flag is down as he was trying to connect with Jalen Gill. Flag is all the way back at the 32.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 56. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's on Tamari Fox, the outstanding defensive end.
Bad penalty.
It is. That's going to march BC cross midfield. 41 seconds, 3 timeouts to work with. Eagles trying to come up with something here in response, setting up the screen now. Garwo, can he get around the edge? There's good pursuit that time by the big 300-pounder Vohasek. 35 seconds remain, still the 3 timeouts.
There's still plenty of time, and you of course know that with those 3 timeouts, you can work the middle of the field, no problem whatsoever. You know, at the bare minimum, you can spend 2 of those timeouts. The last one's for your special teams unit. So any sack, any negative play, you fire one of those timeouts quickly, but you got to still be really smart getting the ball out of your hands for Jurkovic.
Jurkovic quickly to Long. This is what they did last week, 2 times to come from behind and win here at home, and that can be a confidence builder, the experience of having done it. 30 seconds remain. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Third and 3. Jurkovic. And they'll have the first down and more as Hunter Long scoots ahead. Haven't even had to use one of the timeouts yet. 25 seconds on the clock here at Alumni Stadium.
Well, now you can huddle it up. Let's talk about the situation. For Jurkovic, this is a time when I'm thinking, hey, I want to try to push one down the field. I have plenty of time. Of course, my field goal kicker is very comfortable from this distance. So this is where you try to start thinking, hey, maybe we can steal 6 as opposed to 3. Just take a couple shots, especially if you find one-on-one with one of your wide receivers.
They bring pressure this time. Jurkovic retreats and then throws it away and gets it complete to Garwo. "17 seconds. 4 yards there.
I'm surprised they're not trying to work the middle of the field. I mean, with those timeouts, everything's been to the boundary.
Undoubtedly.
So I feel like
that's the luxury with the timeouts.
Yeah, it opens up the entire field to try to work the middle of the field. That's where you might find a big play, and haven't really opted to do that so far.
Chaz Surratt, incredible performance a year ago, and is off to a good start this year. Stalking linebacker for North Carolina. 2nd and 6. Jurkovic. They're going to go screen now with Garwo. Cuts it back inside the 20. Tripped up just beyond the 15-yard line. They can use one of those timeouts, leaving them 9 seconds left. So Coach Hafley will talk things over. Jeff Hafley grew up in New Jersey and then was a wide receiver at a small school before starting his coaching career.
I like the call there. There have been some pressure looks from North Carolina. They're more simulated pressure. They're not overload pressure. What beats pressure? Screens. So I like the idea there. Hey, let's get a running back in open space with a couple blockers, and maybe he makes a guy miss for a big play.
He made the comment not long ago about letting Jurkovic just go out there and play. New quarterback comes to a new team, new staff. Those first few weeks, communication, you can play tight, but I think he's at his best when he just does this.
Yeah, I mean, just go. And it's so funny, you watch young guys too that just have remarkable gifts. 1st and 2nd down, they struggle, but for whatever reason on 3rd down, they become excellent. Same situational awareness with 2 minutes. And that's clearly where Jurkovic is at his best and is showing it again this week.
Only 9 ticks of the clock to work with to the end zone, and that was beyond Hunter Long. It leaves them 5 seconds.
Oh man, this is one that Jurkovic's gonna probably lose a little sleep over throughout the next 7 days. I mean, he had Long open, working against a linebacker with a split safety look. Threw it really early, and it was way over the head of Long. But my goodness, you're in the right place. He's open. It's a great play call, well-executed drive. Just a missed opportunity there from Boston College.
So Boumeri comes on for the field goal attempt, 30-yard attempt. 2 for 2 on the day. Off the upright and banks in. Well, he's good, but it's good to be lucky. Boumeri, bank shot. And that'll finish off an entertaining first half as BC cuts it to 5. Hold, kick, and reaction. You'll take it any way you can get it, young man. 21-16. Number 12, North Carolina on top. State Farm halftime report after this message and a word from our ABC stations. College football on ESPN, presented by PlayStation 5. Beautiful day in Chestnut Hill as you're watching the ACC on ESPN. They're watching in the Maz, Party Central at Boston College. And their team trails the number 12 team in the land by 5. North Carolina, the Tar Heels, all the talent offensively, and they showed it with Sam Howell.
And he was electric in the first half. So many good moments. This was a beautiful throw on 3rd and 10. And how about this, extending the play, flirting with the line of scrimmage. Nope. Little cut into the basket. I'm going to hit him. Beautiful executed play. This was the one low light, and if not for this interception for Sam Howell by Sebastian, this game could have very easily gotten out of hand in favor of the Tar Heels. So that was a huge play for Boston College to stay in it.
Tough, though, when you're matching field goals against touchdowns, and Howell is 7 of 8 converting 3rd down. So what's the answer for the BC defense? Try to slow him down.
Well, they've been getting negative plays. The thing is, some of those 3rd down conversions, one was on 3rd and 18. It's not like 1st and 2nd down efficiency hasn't been bad. It's actually been quite solid, but they have to find a way to make sure that those extended plays, when Howell moves in the pocket and buys a little extra time, the coverage has to be better, because that's where they've really turned good plays into great plays, and the big reason why they entered halftime with the lead.
Danny Longman kicking off to start the second half. Fair catch by Carter. Paul?
Well, I just caught up with Jeff Hafley. For starters, I love this coach's energy, man. He is a young, vibrant star in the making. Really positive about his team. He felt offensively they left too much on the table in the red zone. A couple errant passes by Phil Dracovic. Some drop balls as well. Defensively, the biggest issue is hunting down Sam Howell. He's been extending plays on 3rd down. They got to get him off the field on 3rd down. Max Richardson will have to be a spy and hunt him down.
Well, remember, we discussed the fact that Sam Howell lost about 10 pounds and gained a little good weight, as he described it, but he's more agile, he's more mobile, he's been extending plays, had that spectacular extending of the play to get the 41-yard touchdown. Carter comes out of the backfield. Howell goes to the top of your screen, and he does so with Corrales, who tips toes the sideline. Bo Corrales, who's been dealing with a nagging injury lately, but he's the senior who's very reliable. They got the dynamic duo with Newsome and Brown, and then Corrales, who contributes as they go tempo to start things off in this second half. And it'll be Michael Carter, and Carter is brought down and met that time. Pacific Life game summary. Howell came out early, connected with Brown for the touchdown. That one turnover was critical. Hughes came in, rushed Howell. Sebastian had the interception, and that led to the Bailey touchdown to make this a closer game.
That and the red zone possessions that were field goals for Boston College.
Well blocked, and look at Carter that time, taking Max Richardson for a ride. 5'8", 199 pounds, but that leg strength for 11 yards here from Michael Carter.
Yeah, well done up front, too, by the right side of that offensive line, just condensing that defensive line. And I'll tell you what, man, these running backs, Carter and Williams, they are a really solid 1-2 punch that complement each other nicely.
And this is coming off of a 21-day layoff, and here he goes again, just shredding the middle of that BC defense before Max Richardson finally got to him.
You would expect them to continue trying to run that same exact play. It's the same play. And look at the right side of that offensive line, and more specifically, big old Jordan Tucker at right tackle, who's listed at 335, and I think that's generously light, as he does a really good job of securing the edge.
21-yard run from Carter. And Williams will get some work here. And Williams patiently waiting for a block and then spinning his way to the 22-yard line.
Look at North Carolina. Look, Howell and these receivers get so much credit. But the way they run the football, the way they create balance, and they really put you in a conflict defensively because you have to respect their run game. They have big bodies on the offensive line that seem to get better as the game goes along. So we'll see whether or not Boston College can weather the storm here, as it looks like North Carolina's about to enter the red zone.
Empty look on 2nd and 3. Howell going to tuck and run, and then he's going to be driven back. That was Elijah Jones who was tracking him. Really physical player from Cardinal Hayes High School down in New York.
This is the down, third down. It was such a struggle for Boston College in the early going. What does Sam Howell do? And will he be able to again extend the play by escaping the pocket? It looks like Boston College is going to bring some pressure.
Opening drive of the second half, and it's been taken with purpose by North Carolina. They've been delivering on third down all day long, 7 of 8. 3rd and 3 here. Howell looking to convert again. Pressure off the edge, and they get to him, and he stands up to it for the moment before. Now the ball's out. The ball is all the way out, back at midfield. What a play by the BC defense. Every which way there was an eagle on him. So what was such a promising opening drive for North Carolina just hit reverse in a major way.
I mean, it's all-out pressure. You have to know if you're Howell, you do not have all day. There's going to be an unblocked player. That unblocked player was Palmer. Howell tries to make something out of nothing, but I love the hustle here from Javonte Williams, number 25, the running back, who recovered the fumble. It looked as though Boston College had 4 defenders that were chasing that ball, and out comes 25 out of nowhere to save a lot of field position. That's great hustle there from the running back.
Now punting is Kiernan. Dylan Gill, fair catch at the 15. Mike Palmer, a big play. Deion Jones, the starting safety, is out, but Palmer just stepped up as the flag is down at the 37-yard line. And I'll tell you, the way North Carolina was running the ball on that opening drive, looked like they were just coming right through BC.
Holding, receiving team, number 10. Be a 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down. Timeout.
So BC will take over. Jurkovic and the Eagles offense back out there when we return to the Heights. Mack Brown and his 12th ranked Tar Heels up 21-16 here in Chestnut Hill. Of course, they had the 21-day layoff and a lot of finger pointing of some movement up front for BC.
False start. Offense, number 81. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
So Max said it was like a mini off season in season, 21 days off because of a COVID cancellation, then a bye week. And he went back into the history book. He said the last time North Carolina had the 3-week layoff during a season, 68 years ago, 1952, a polio outbreak. All-time great head coach and historian.
No doubt.
Mack Brown. Right?
It's almost like a bowl prep. I mean, it's been that long. It's almost as if it's like bowl season for North Carolina, and if history's any indicator, they played pretty well in a bowl game last year.
Worst starting field position today for BC, and it just got worse. David Bailey tackled for a loss there. Kamen Rucker, who's an outstanding freshman, with the tackle. You know, Tim Cross, the defensive line coach, said of Kamen Rucker, he said, he's a rolling ball of butcher knives. A rolling ball of butcher knives. Is that a great description for a defensive end?
That might be the best description I've ever heard. That is fantastic and appropriate because Rucker, along with so many other freshmen that are playing pivotal roles early in their career on defense for North Carolina, they're going to be a really good group here pretty soon.
Jurkovic from his own end zone. And incomplete, and a flag is down. He was looking for Hunter Long, as he often does, the 11th time he's targeted him. Flag is back in the end zone. BC's got to be worried about this possibly being a holding.
It was weird because Flowers was coming across the formation, trying to run into the flat, and North Carolina almost tackled him. It was kind of strange there as they were trying to work the naked. Could have pass interference here on North Carolina.
See which way it goes.
Holding, defense, number 12. It's a 10-yard penalty, remains third down. Because the holding took place behind the line of scrimmage, it does not include an automatic first down.
And you see Flowers, number 4, working across. And then you can see just on the right side of your screen, just barely there on the right side of your screen, Flowers, the official's kind of in the way, but it was a tough play there, tough look. But all things considered, a big bailout there for BC, who is way deep in their own end to make it a more manageable second down situation.
2nd and 5. Jurkovic quickly gets it out and into the hands of Hunter Long. long out to the 21-yard line. So, you know, they were in that hole there. All of a sudden, there's Jurkovec deep in his end zone. And now a first down out to the 21-yard line. Pat Garwo, the running back now. Travis Levy is out with a shoulder. So it's Bailey and Garwo getting the work for the Eagles. And he'll take the pitch. Had to wait for his blockers to get out in front. Big Zion Johnson was trying to find some work to do. Zion Johnson, by the way, very serious academic, was just named a semifinalist for the prestigious Campbell Award. He's in the Morrissey College here at the Heights studying computer science. Of course, I stand next to somebody who was in the running for the Campbell, Mr. McElroy.
Didn't win it, though. Sam Acho got me.
You're well deserving.
If you're not first, you're last. All right, so doesn't matter. Just because I was up for it doesn't mean I won it.
Second and 5. Flowers in motion. Look at this pressure on Jurkovec. Oh, and he lofts it back to Bailey, who smartly says, I will not catch that, as Gimmel was coming in hard on Jurkovec.
It was a good job there by Jurkovec, just living to play another down. And how about the blitz there by Gimmel, timing it perfectly, hitting it on the run, not falling victim to the play fake, going right after the quarterback and almost having a big sack, but the big body quarterback being just strong enough to get rid of the football to make sure that it stays third and medium. Keep an eye on big number 80. He's been their best weapon. He's lined up in the slot at the top. Now he's in motion, moving from left to right.
One of the best tight ends in the country. And that could have been intercepted by McMichael. And thus the head shake. Kyler McMichael was just waiting on it.
And they're trying to work Hunter Long, and the sophomore quarterback, Jurkovec, forgot about the fact that there's some defenders out there too. You gotta see out in front of who you're throwing to. So fortunate there that Kyler McMichael went and tried to dislodge the football as opposed to catching the football, because that one's pick six all day long if he's more aware.
Grant Carlson on to punt away. Daz Newsome, who's a very dangerous return man, driven all the way back and then taken down with great coverage that time from Elijah Jones. So a field flipper from Grant Carlson, the punter from Texas. 5-point game here in Chestnut Hill.
In for the Samsung QLED 4K Game of the Week. Oklahoma at Iowa State, tonight at 7:30 on ABC, available in 4K.
Spectacular day as the sun is starting to drift downward to the west here in Chestnut Hill. No fans in Chestnut Hill, but I assume back in Chapel Hill, I'm sure a great fall day to enjoy a refreshment with friends at Linda's or Four Corners, maybe top of the hill, and watch their 12th ranked Tar Heels. Sam Howell has 2 touchdown passes on the day. He's back out there. Javonte Williams in the backfield. Quick strike. And Brown, yards after the catch. Very well done by De'Ami Brown.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more of this from North Carolina. They've been run the ball pretty well, pretty consistently. But when that running game gets going, it requires an additional safety in the box, so that quick passing game is likely to pick up. So they should get more looks here to Brown with off coverage.
There's Williams on first down, and Williams is taken down by the tackling machine Isaiah McDuffie. Comes from Bennett High School in Buffalo, New York. Played high school football for his dad, Stevenson McDuffie, in Western New York.
I'm pretty impressed for the most part. Now, this is an explosive offense. An explosive offense that's so difficult to contain. All things considered, on first and second down, man, this Boston College defense has hung in there. They've done some nice things. It's been third down that's really been their Achilles heel throughout the course of this game, but their plan on early down and distance has been quite solid.
2nd and 8, empty look for Howell. 4-man rush. Howell plenty of time to wind it up. And that ball is intercepted, but a flag is down as Mike Palmer, the safety, came over. That was Williams all the way downfield.
Pass interference. Defense number 55. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Howell fortunate here, because I really don't like this decision. Late, throwing the ball on a 9 route down the field to a running back. I mean, that's so difficult to try to pull that off. And obviously with the guy in his face, it didn't make it any easier. But it was a good call by the official. It's pretty clear there that Isaiah McDuffie, number 55, creating a lot of contact there with Williams on the go route. I understand that he sees the matchup, but that ball's got to get up and down right now, instead of waiting, trying to throw it way downfield and forcing a running back to try to track it. That's not what they do naturally. They want the ball in their hands.
Well, penalty brings it past midfield to the BC 48. Carter looking for something, not finding anything, as he is driven back by Brandon Barlow and the rest of that front seven. And another flag reigns in, and now players are in each other's face as coaches are coming to separate them from the North Carolina staff. Look like some very fast graduate assistants running out there.
I was going to say, that was,
GAs.
I don't think I've ever seen coaches on the field that quickly.
Clearly they know their assignment.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 55. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And when you look at it, I mean, it's definitely, the whistle was blown, and they, I think, probably took it a little bit too far there after the whistle. And you can see McDuffie on consecutive penalties, back-to-back plays on one of their best defenders. Got to reel him in. If you're Jeff Hafley, talk to your guy. Redshirt junior veteran guy, but clearly playing with a little bit too much emotion right now as you see him slam him to the ground.
So after the penalty, first down from the 33-yard line, and Carter struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage as he's thrown back again, and a penalty comes out again. So BC is playing with extreme emotion right now up front, and it's costing them. That was Max Roberts, the new kid in town, the transfer.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 4. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And it's just unnecessary. I mean, I understand the emotions are hot, and normally if the emotions weren't hot, the official probably doesn't throw that flag. But given what's happened over the last couple snaps, obviously intensity and emotions are at a high at this point, so this is the official's job to police the game. I understand it's physical, but there you go. You got to talk to your guys, calm them down, allow them to relax, give them a play or two off, put them back in there, and make sure they capitalize on that emotion moving forward.
North Carolina sitting there at the BC 18 already. Howell to the end zone. Incomplete. Jason Maitre had coverage on Josh Downs and denied him. Downs is a freshman who they're very high on. He is the nephew of Super Bowl champion Dre Bly, one of the great UNC players in all-time history, and their defensive backs coach.
I like the idea there by Phil Longo and Sam Howell taking a shot. Look, you might be able to get one, couple penalties. Things are working in your favor. Take a shot downfield, just slightly underthrown though, and a little late from the quarterback.
2nd and 10. You set up the screen, and then Howell goes back to the middle, and it is denied again. Max Richardson, and yet another flag is down. Ball looked like it was tipped before it got the intended target, where Richardson came through and broke it up.
When a screen, though, takes that long to develop, usually those offensive linemen are downfield, so you might see an ineligible downfield right here with the call.
There is no foul for an ineligible receiver downfield as the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down.
Good job by the officials, of course. As soon as the ball is tipped, ineligible, not a factor. A good job waving off the penalty, but right there you see that screen. I mean, it takes forever. Those offensive linemen 10, 12 yards downfield in some cases. Here's the down and distance, though, that has really plagued BC so far. They have to have an answer, and right now, Sam Howell's got one-on-one with number 2, De'Ami Brown, at the bottom of the screen.
A-gap pressure coming after Howell, and it's incomplete. They sent Mike Palmer, the safety, right up the middle after Sam Howell. So bend, don't break after all of the penalties for Boston College. And Isaiah McDuffie is slow to get up as the training staff runs out, and then McDuffie does get himself up and is able to come off the field.
Now this pressure is called hey diddle diddle. 3 up the middle. 1, 2, and then here's the guy that's going to clean it up. It's protected if they only bring 2, but that third guy is what forces it hot and forces Howell out of the pocket. Just a really tough look to go against, and an excellent call there defensively by the excellent defensive coordinator for Boston College, Tim Lebecout.
Grayson Atkins on for the 35-yard attempt. This kid is very talented as he puts it through. An 8-point margin here in Chestnut Hill. We got a good one in the ACC right here on ABC.
Tar Heel head coach Mack Brown has been a tremendous voice for his program and continues to empower his players. UNC football leadership came up with the idea of wearing the unity patch on their jerseys for social justice causes. The concept was developed by senior linebacker Tomon Fox, who is described by his teammates as a man with amazing talents, one involving art. The patch is a fist with the words peace, justice, freedom, equality, and say their names.
Tomon comes from a family of artists. That was so well done by him, designing the social justice decal. His father and mother are both artists. Let me tell you something about Mack when it comes to leadership, when it comes to, and everybody knows him as this grand avuncular character. And I think I speak for everybody that in the course of the last, past decade has had the chance to work with him at ESPN. I was covering him for many years before that. Everybody is better for having him in their life. Everybody in the lives that he's touched.
Oh, he's one of the best. I mean, a true ambassador, and does such a great job of taking care of his kids.
Jurkovec finally gets it to Flowers. They've been looking for that all day long, of Flowers just tracking along the line on the crossing route off the boot, and they find it there as it goes for 3 yards. Surratt with the tackle.
I think they've run that play like 7 times.
Seriously.
That might be the first completion. They've also had defensive holding on that play, and they've had 3 drops on that play. So clearly, you go to it enough, it'll eventually work for you. Flowers is a guy they really need to get going here in the second half, though. Not many opportunities there in the first half to make an impact with the ball in his hands.
He had 162 yards receiving against Duke week 1. 2nd and 7. Jurkovec with time, and he throws it short of Flowers. So it'll be a 3rd and 7 for the Eagles, and Phil Jurkovec, the big guy out of Pittsburgh, who was one of the biggest recruits in the country, when he says, I went to Notre Dame because of the brand, but the second time around, it was about the people. It said coming to BC was all about the type of people here and the coaches I'd be around.
Yeah, and they have empowered this young man, too, and he's responded. So that throw a little off the mark, but his best football has been played in the second half. So expect Frank Cignetti to continue to trust his quarterback to push the ball down the field.
3rd down and 7 for BC. 4-man look coming after Jurkovec. Look at the time he has. Directing traffic, and then does find the target. Garwo, the running back, the redshirt freshman from Levittown, Pennsylvania. And many in the program believe he may be their most well-rounded overall back.
And that was just a great job by the offensive line. I mean, there wasn't anything there initially. He was looking almost exclusively to the left side of the field. And then obviously Garwo just kind of wanders his way out. Really, it was all made possible because of the extended time given to him by that offensive line that has had their ups and downs in these first few games.
Jurkovec on 1st down as the whistle's blew.
Before the snap, false start. Offense number 73, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Aaron Rodgers and the 3-0 Packers go up against the Falcons at Lambeau Field. Comes your way 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. Coverage of Monday Night Football starts with Monday Night Countdown at 6. Of course, you say Falcons around here, and it's Matty Ice that comes to mind. 2007, what he was able to do with BC, got up to number 2 in the country that year, and he was in the mix for the Heisman before a late season loss. First and 15 as he looks to get it to Hunter Long. You think through the history of BC quarterbacks, and here's Jurkovec coming in to this situation. First start performances. Flutie lost, Foley lost, Hasselbeck lost, Matty Ice lost. Jurkovec won and passed for 300 yards.
You go, put a little more pressure on him. That's great. No, I think that's excellent, obviously, as you see Flutie. Deuce right there, number 22.
You know, North Carolina fans of a certain generation remember Flutie in '84. He had 6 touchdowns down at Foxborough. They won 52-20. This is a far different North Carolina team right here. Let me tell you, are they talented? Second and 10. As Jurkovec goes to midfield to C.J. Lewis, the 6'3" big target from Hamden, Connecticut. He was a prep school quarterback on one of the very best teams in New England history, and then made the transition to receiver here at the Heights. Auburn, Georgia. Top 10 matchup on college football primetime. 7:30 at ESPN. Who's going to be the Georgia quarterback? I want to know, Greg McElroy.
That's the big
Who's it going to be?
Well, if last week was any indicator based on how he played in the second half, you'd think Stetson Bennett.
Ruling on the field is that the runner was short of the line to gain. That plays into further review.
Take a short break. BC trailing by 8 against number 12, Carolina.
They're looking at this play here as Jurkovec work in the middle of the field. Looked like he secured the catch. Of course, the ball has been spotted. They're at the 50-yard line. Right there, it does look like the catch is secure. Ball doesn't move, it doesn't appear at least.
We'll see the spot there. They could be looking because he was pushed back by Trey Morrison.
Right, and
so Lewis secures it in forward progress, and he's going back against the grain. So they have right now a pimple of leather cresting on the 50-yard line.
Might be the 49.
Which would be 3rd and 1.
It might move it back just a yard, maybe a half yard, but it's really close. I mean, of course, the yellow line is not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. As you see the ball, though, I mean, it looks like where his body's at and where the ball is, it feels like it needs to move maybe just towards BC end of the field by about a yard.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It'll be 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Eagles and their play caller, Frank Signetti.
Well, if you look at the first couple weeks on short yardage situations, it's pretty predictable. Jurkovec has carried it on a quarterback sneak. That's pretty much it. So you can expect here, even though North Carolina is going to line up a couple defensive tackles right over that center, but got to think quarterback sneak is probably the go-to.
3rd down and 1. And that's exactly what they do, and that's exactly what Jurkovec does time and again every time he does quarterback sneak. Let's go to the studio and Kevin.
Tess, it was 14-all in Tuscaloosa since then. Alabama's outscored Texas A&M 28-3. Here's 2nd and 22. Mac Jones, the Jalen Waddle, and there's that 4.3 speed, 87 yards to the house. 42-17, Bama late in the 3rd.
Thanks, Kev. Waddle's got over 140 yards and a touchdown. Jones is over 360 and 3 touchdowns. Meanwhile, one possession game here in Chestnut Hill. As met and taken down was Galloway. That was Surratt coming in. Surratt is so impressive. Last year, 115 tackles, was 2nd in the ACC.
He's awesome. I mean, I love watching that kid play. He's so versatile too, Joe. I mean, he can rush the passer, he can blitz, he's excellent in coverage, has great awareness. Because of the time he spent playing quarterback throughout the course of his career, he has a very bright future. The funniest part, though, when you ask him, his brother Sage Surratt's a pretty dang good player in his own right. He was a wide receiver at Wake Forest. So
now he opted out, and he's prepping for the NFL draft now. Think about the talent in that family.
Amazing.
False start. Offense, number 4. It's a 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
2nd and 15 as they tag Zay Flowers there.
It's funny because we asked Surratt, we'd say, hey, who's a better player, you or your brother? He said, me. I said, I would love to ask Sage. what his response might be, because I saw him do some special things last year.
I don't know if the wide receiver wants to mess with the linebacker, though.
I should have asked him the follow-up question, can you cover him? That's what I should have asked him, but I resisted the urge.
BC, 9 total penalties for 80 yards, puts them in a 2nd and 15. And Flowers' ball came out and then harmlessly goes out of bounds at midfield. Storm Duck came in hard against Flowers.
This North Carolina defense has been flying around, man. I tell you what, this offense, I know why we love this North Carolina team here in 2020 is because the offense and the talent on that side of the ball. But this defense, man, do not sleep on this group of defenders. They're young, they're talented, and they're likely a group that's going to get better and better and better as the season goes along. It's been a really impressive performance here tonight.
3rd down and 12. Jurkovic, a lot of time, but he can't find anything. And now he turns around against the grain. And Jurkovic's going to run, and he doesn't go down until he's taken down at the 45. A whole lot for not much, and they're going to send out the punt team. He went every which way and finished with 5 yards.
As you look at Frank Zanetti, the offensive coordinator, just scratching his head. I mean, that was one where you just hold your breath. Quarterback's running around and doesn't slide. They've talked to Jurkovic at some point. Maybe that's the next phase of his development. I know he's big, I know he's sturdy, but maybe just slide. Self-preservation. Don't take those unnecessary hits there in the middle of the field.
Grant Carlson had a field-flipping 52-yarder earlier. Now he's trying to pin North Carolina here. Toe Groves is the return man for the Heels, and he gets the fair catch at about the 12-yard line. Number 12, North Carolina, up 24-16, 20 seconds remaining in the 3rd when we return. Sam Howell and the Tar Heels offense. 20 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Michael Carter going to test that right edge as he's tackled by Muse. There were some doubts with this BC defense. Without their starting safety, patchwork defensive line that's been put together with some grad transfers. And trying to hang here today, only trailing by 8 against this ultra-talented North Carolina team with that offense led by Sam Howell. 24-16. Jordan Crying has made it as a cutout here. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Back here at Alumni Stadium, Joe Tessitore, Greg McElroy, and folks, it's empty because of local government restrictions not allowing fans as we start the 4th quarter with number 12 North Carolina on top, 24-16. Crossing route this time as Walston will have the 1st down. Now, what's interesting about this fanless atmosphere here in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts is, Greg, most would say, oh boy, a sterile environment, no energy, fanless. This has been a feisty game.
Very feisty. Extracurricular almost every snap. I mean, these teams, there's a lot of physicality going on.
They are playing with intensity. Look at Carter, able to split defenders before he's ridden down by Max Richardson. Sam Howell, 201 yards passing, couple of touchdown tosses. Did have that interception when the ball was batted that teed up a Boston College touchdown. Williams, a lot of green space, and Williams so tough to bring down as he goes past midfield for the Heels.
It looks like they seem to have found something here in the run game, trying to secure the edges a little bit, get Williams and Carter out in space in one-on-one situations, see if they can make some guys miss.
Howell looking to extend the play, and then he's taken down. He is sacked by Isaiah McDuffie. McDuffie, who tore his ACL a couple years ago, didn't come back until the final months of last season, but he has been a terror so far for this 2-0 Boston College team this year.
Just excellent pursuit there from McDuffie, but that really was made possible by the secondary of BC. There was nobody open downfield. At some point, Howell has to recognize, look, man, I can't hold it forever. Got to escape and maybe create with my legs.
2nd and 18. Delayed pressure this time, and that sails incomplete. Flag is down back near the 40-yard line.
Holding offense number 72, 10-yard penalty. Correction, that penalty is declined. It'll be 3rd down.
So they decline the penalty. It's a smart thing to do because they're in a massive hole. Be 3rd and 18. Tem Lukabu, the defensive coordinator for Boston College. We told you his backstory. The son of a diplomat. He was born in Congo, came to the United States because his father was working at the United Nations, didn't know the first thing about American football, and then fell in love with the game in middle school. And he's been a rising star in the coaching ranks, and he's calling a heck of a game defensively here against the number 12 team in the country. 3rd and 18. Here's pressure, they pick it up, and there's a strike to Brown. But he's going to be well short of the line to gain as he is taken down at the 45-yard line.
Big decision here from Mac Brown because your defense has been playing pretty well. But you also have one of the best quarterbacks in college football. They're going to punt it and play field position.
So Lukabu's defense does their job. They come up with the stop. McDuffie had the sack, and then they kept the ball in front of them. And here we are, 12 and a half minutes to play in the 4th quarter. And Ben Kiernan is on to punt away. Jalen Gill's going to put those heels on the 10-yard line. Aussie kick looking for the pin. Fair caught just inside the 10. BC ball trailing by 8 when we come back to Chestnut Hill.
We have a good one on the Heights. Chaz and Daz, famous names in more than one way. The Tar Heels have the speedster wide receiver Daz Newsome. The Daz Band from Cleveland in the 80s. They were known for their great R&B funk tunes like Let It Whip. And then there's Chad Surratt, the tackling machine linebacker. Chaz Palminteri, the famous actor in one of my favorite movies, The Bronx Tale. Hey, Tess, we've been mushed.
Oh boy, David Bailey trying to spin free. Let me tell you something, Clark. They've had plenty of Chaz. Chaz Surratt is awesome, and this kid is so impressive playing linebacker. They need more Daz. He doesn't have a catch yet today. BC defense has been shutting him down. But number 21, who's on the field right now, he is special. Very special player. 5-yard run from David Bailey. Going to keep it on the ground with Bailey. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 from there. Under 12 minutes to play, and this BC team has found a way. New staff, a lot of new players. Coach Jeff Hafley came over after the sensational run he had last year at Ohio State. And he has brought a certain attitude to this program. And with Phil Jurkovec at quarterback now and still 3 years of eligibility, he was one of the biggest recruits in the country when he went to Notre Dame. They feel like the future could be very bright here in Chestnut Hill. 3rd down and 3.
Keep an eye on Hunter Long, who's in motion right now from left to right.
3rd and 3, Jurkovec, and he'll get it complete to Spencer Witter, a tight end who played for Coach Spinato and the Choate Wild Boars and won 5 straight New England championships and 48 consecutive wins at his high school. Reminder, UFC Fight Night is coming your way. Holly Holm, Irene Aldana is the main event. Prelims will go at 7:30 on ESPN Plus. Main card, 10:30 on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Holly Holm in action tonight. Fight Island from Abu Dhabi, UFC Fight Night. We're going to be multi-screening later tonight with all the good football, Auburn, Georgia, and then you get combat sports with me, it's over. Jurkovec winding up downfield, and far too much from Zay Flowers, and it was good coverage that time as McMichael was stride for stride with him. His first year on the field for North Carolina after transferring from Clemson.
I'm telling you, these corners last year, we did the game against Clemson when North Carolina had them on the ropes. And these corners, it's like you held your breath every time because they were so young. To see how much better they've gotten just 1 year is remarkable. That's going to be an elite group here very, very soon.
And then there's the recruiting, which is taking off too. 2nd and 10, Jurkovec giving traffic downfield, and he wanted Hunter Long. And Hunter Long wants a penalty flag, but he can't find it as Trey Morrison was there. He's the Swiss Army knife of that North Carolina defense. He'll play everywhere. He's matched up with Long.
Yeah, a good job here by Morrison. I mean, a lot of contact, obviously. Hey, man, it's a safety against a tight end. Those matchups are often very physical. A little contact there at the end, but I like the no call. I mean, Morrison was trying to get his head around. There was definitely contact, and had he thrown the flag, I would have understood. But I still like the no call there by the official.
Jurkovec has thrown Long's way 14 times today. He has 7 catches. 3rd down and 10. Strong arms it and spinning his Flowers, trying to get that line to gain, but he's going to be short. That was Don Chapman who was able to tackle him.
Man, so close, so close. It's a big decision here. Obviously from Jeff Hafley. Do you keep your offense on the field? You have a big quarterback that hasn't been stopped yet on a quarterback sneak. They opt not to.
Listen, their own 36-yard line, but you make a good point. Jurkovec at 6'5", and listen, we think the kids, they list him at 226. He's easily 245, and he gets it every time.
I would have gone for it. I mean, that has been unstoppable.
So they play conservative. Carlson punts it. He's had a good game. Newsome. Fair catch down around the 20. So Carlson, the punter, does his job. Now can the BC defense or can North Carolina seal this thing?
College football on ABC is presented by PlayStation 5. Play has no limits. And in part by Pacific Life, more than 150 years strong. Trust in your tomorrow.
The Higgins staircase at Boston College to take you from this stadium up to middle campus where you have to go to class. Ask the students about it and they'll say, Higgins staircase? No, that's the $1 million stairs. And you don't have to do much cardio after you go to class. They'll burn them up. 120 steps to get up to your classes.
Did you count them one by one?
Please.
You did, didn't you? Or is that an estimate?
I'm so old they weren't $1 million back then, Greg. They were just stairs.
Inflation.
24-16. North Carolina, and there's Carter, and look at him go. Michael Carter. And it was only a matter of time with this North Carolina offense, right? All the talents. And here we are deep in the 4th quarter. They're looking to put this thing away.
Yeah, and you just had to wonder. I mean, you had just a second to go. Boston College, 4th and 1, their own 36-yard line. Jeff Hafley decides to trust his defense. Understandably so, they've played well, especially here in the second half. But at some point, this Ferrari that wears Carolina blue is going to rev its engine. And it did right there with a really nice gain.
For 35 yards from Michael Carter. And then there's this guy, Sam Howell, and this is a different dimension running the ball. Let's check in with Kevin Nagandi and the guys.
Test Florida State 25-0 all-time against FCS schools, in trouble against Jacksonville State, down 24-21. Lawrence Toafili, that's the first Noles lead of the game. 28-24 late in the 3rd. Back to you.
That has been a head shaker all day long looking at that score. Florida State trying to get their first win of the year. Here we've had an ACC thriller. North Carolina's 4-0 in ACC play all-time against BC. It's the 8th all-time meeting.
I'm Carolina taking a shot right here.
2nd and 2. Swing it to the outside, and it is Daz, and it is a first down for the Heels inside the 30. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Remember, it's number 4 Georgia hosting number 7 Auburn. Between the Hedges. That's going to be a great one. Got the NBA Finals tomorrow on ABC. Monday Night Football, Packers, Falcons. That is the menu now playing on ESPN. Boy, you know, you come off of all the delays of COVID to the sports world, and now you look at these weekends, and everywhere you turn, there's something great to watch. Howell to the end zone. incomplete. He was looking for Daz Newsome. Maitre had coverage on Newsome. Maitre's having, I'm sure, a very pleasant conversation with him right now. Local kid who went to Everett High School and played for John DiBiaso.
It's just so cool for the viewers at home to hear the chatter. I mean, empty stadium. I wish there were fans in the stands. Of course, we all do. We love culture with the pageantry of it. But the chatter that you are now getting here in this 2020 season is so unique and interesting.
This is going to sound so strange because we've done games with a lot of fans actually down south, right? This is actually the most intense game we've done this year. There's an intensity to this one without fans. Incomplete. He wanted the in cut to Corrales, but the flag may get it for him nonetheless, as Josh DeBerry was in on the play defensively. Other way.
Holding. Offense, number 74. It's a 10-yard penalty, second down.
It's on the right tackle, Tucker.
Pretty obvious there. I mean,
yeah.
It's a big old bear hug. As Tucker's now down on the ground.
He's got a lot of experience as a starter now.
Big guy, man, and his presence is felt in the fourth quarter more than anything because that big body leans on you. Hopefully he'll be okay.
You need it win tomorrow. You're kidding.
This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Joe, Greg, and Paul here at Chestnut Hill. 7:41 to play. North Carolina with the ball, up 8, number 12 team in the country, had the 21-day layoff. They come up here to Chestnut Hill. They find a BC defense that is over-delivering. 2nd and 20. Pressure off the edge against Howell. He gets rid of it on time. Well done by Sam Howell as he goes to Brown.
Ineligible downfield on the pass. Offense, number 63. It's a 5-yard penalty, second down.
I feel like this North Carolina offense, every time they take a leap forward, there's something that brings them back, whether it's untimely penalties, a sack, but finding that rhythm, finding that gear has been so challenging for Mac Brown's team.
It's got to be frustrating. I know it's been a long layoff and you're not all the way buttoned up, not all the way dialed in offensively, but man, so many self-inflicted mistakes.
2nd and 25 now. They bring pressure again with Richardson picked up again, and checking down underneath to Brown is Howell, as he will be tackled at the 37-yard line.
They brought the exact same pressure there, where they overload the right side. They had it picked up, really nice adjustment there along the offensive line and in the protection. If they run it again, though, if I'm Howell, you have a chance to take a shot down the middle of the field on 3rd and 18. So let's see whether or not Tim Lukabu decides to bring pressure yet again for the 3rd consecutive snap.
Lukabu, the defensive coordinator for BC, 3rd and 18, showing a gap right now, and he comes after him. And Howe gets free. And then he puts that body forward to the 31-yard line, met up with Max Richardson there. Remember, it was 3rd and 18, though, and 6 yards isn't going to do it, so it's a 4th down. Obviously sitting in there with plenty of field goal range with Atkins in his leg. He's made a 55-yarder in his college career.
Just based on Mac Brown's mannerisms and where he's standing on the field, it makes me think they're going to take a timeout. To at least give themselves a little time to weigh their options here on 4th and long.
And that's exactly what Mac Brown will do in his 2nd stint of great coach of North Carolina. 5:51 to play.
Time now for our Pacific Life game summary. It's been a fun one here in Chestnut Hill. Sam Howell's been excellent, especially in the first half. Very accurate with the football, especially on 3rd down. I love this play as he extended it, floated with the line of scrimmage, hit Williams across the middle for a really nice touchdown. But this interception, the one black eye on his first half performance, which led to Boston College's only touchdown of the game, as Jurkovich did a nice job connecting for the touchdown pass.
Grayson Atkins on to attempt the 47-yard field goal for North Carolina. And that ball is no good. So the guy who was an FCS All-America at Furman, at one point made 18 straight field goals, comes over to North Carolina and can't connect there. And it's still a one-possession game. BC's going to take over with 5:46 to play.
Huge right there, huge. Felt like North Carolina had some momentum, had a big run, and they stubbed their toe with a couple penalties. BC's able to escape there, what felt like it was about to be a momentum surge. BC's defense gets off the field, and North Carolina misses the field goal, and BC taking it now with Jurkovich under center in only a one-score game.
Phil Jurkovich, a few years ago, was one of the biggest recruits in the country, went to Notre Dame. Things didn't fit. Came here to Chestnut Hill. Does he have a little magic in him to start his career here? Garwo muscle his way out just past the 35. Vohasek with the tackle.
Jurkovich has been really good on the underneath throws, has made good decisions, has been smart with the football, has looked in the direction of his tight end Hunter Long throughout the course of this game. And got to have it situations, that's the direction you like to look, the guy you trust the most. So big number 8, you should get plenty of looks.
2nd and 5. Jurkovich tries to get free, and he does for a first down. And that is what he offers this offense. Can be off schedule with the big body and the long stride, can move the chains. He does so there.
With a little bit of tempo here. No huddle from Boston College. Out of character a little bit, but trying to get this offense into a rhythm.
Pick up the pressure. Lofts it, looking, and that ball is intercepted. Flag is down as Chapman corralled the ball. And he's not going to like that, is he?
Holding defense number 2 of an eligible pass receiver. It's a 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Boy, Chapman, just over 6 foot tall, matched up with one of the best tight ends in the country in the 6'5" pro prospect, Hunter Long.
Yeah, very difficult matchup for Chapman, who's been a real bright spot here for North Carolina. But clearly the hold up around the collar of big Hunter Long, trying to work the outbreaking route. Tried to hide it, but not going to get away with that. Good call by the official.
BC is already past midfield, under 5 minutes to play. Jurkovich steps up, tried to split defenders, but it was Fox, Tamari Fox, who was able to drag him down from behind. Former great high school wrestler and a big muscular guy up front.
And you see Jurkovich, I mean, when the Red Sea parts, he just goes north and south. I mean, he realizes, hey man, 4-yard gain on 1st and 10 is a good play. So I'll take it with my own legs and see what I can do.
2nd down, 4.5 minutes to play. BC gets it to the outside. Flowers, the speedy Zay Flowers, one of the most explosive players in the ACC.
Something about this Boston College offense that seems to come to life when they absolutely have to have it. 3rd and short. What do you think's coming here, Joe? Quarterback sneak?
And that's what you've been saying all day long. And North Carolina knows it as well. There was some movement up front.
Before the snap, false start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's Christian Mahogany, 4 returning starters, but he's the guy that secured that one spot on the offensive line that was available in training camp. So it's a 3rd and 6 now with 4:14 and counting down to play. Frank Signetti calls it from the booth.
Understand trying to go fast, but my goodness, man, you got to get your guys aligned. I don't understand why you would use tempo right there. Your quarterback sneak's been undefeated this year.
3rd and 6. 4-man pressure on the slant that time. Galloway will have it, and that spot is going to have him just short.
Quarterback sneak, don't even think about it.
It is 4th down and 1. Game on the line. BC looking to tie up North Carolina in this drive. Let's see what they can do here. And a timeout is going to be used by Coach Hafley. Pressure football in the fourth quarter. It is something that this Boston College offense now has experienced. Today's crunch time moment brought to you by Cheez-It, and they got that experience a week ago against an upset-minded Texas State team. It was a 14-point deficit in the second half, and then BC rallied. They put the game on Phil Jerkovic, and he answered. And then the game-winning field goal by Boumeri. And everybody all week said, yeah, I know, we're supposed to beat Texas State, but that fourth quarter served them incredibly well. And I'll take it one step further. You got a new young staff. You got a lot of transfers into this program. Belief in each other, of having confidence and belief in your coaches as well.
An adversity response. You know, I mean, things are not always going to go your way. And Texas State, frankly, it's a good program. But I'm actually surprised to see Jerkovic here in shotgun. I can't believe they're not going with quarterback sneak.
4th and 1, and he's in the shotgun. And BC's going to get it by way of Garwo. So a first down, as Taylor had the tackle, but they had to have it, and they got it. And they give it to the redshirt freshman. Under 3.5 minutes to play. Number 12 team in the country. They had to wait 21 days to play the second game of the season. Here they are. Jerkovic, complete again to Hunter Long. His 8th catch of the game. 15th time he's been targeted. And keep in mind, he left the game for a moment when he was banged up. 6 more yards there.
They will run that play over and over and over again. Hunter Long, a little 5-yard out. Then you have a circus 7 on the outside that's about 10 to 12.
2nd and 4. 4-man pressure. Jerkovic trying to extend the play. Gets it complete. Here's Say Flowers. Flowers, what a move as he dives down to the 10. And BC is in business with a 1st and goal. 21-yard completion. Jerkovic to Flowers. Lofts it to the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles! Flag is down. C.J. Lewis as they walk it back. And this will go against BC.
Pass interference. Offense, number 11. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
The big-bodied C.J. Lewis.
You're going to see a push-off right at the end on the back shoulder. You see that arm extend. Tough look at it right there. I think it's a good call. The official was right there, and you saw the reaction, too, from North Carolina's defender who was in coverage. He fell down, and it was Storm Duck that was in coverage.
Anytime those elbows lock up, they're going to give that call. Lewis pushes off, and now it's 1st and goal from the 25. 51 pass attempts for Jerkovic. Not the Boston College you've known. And one of the best players in the country just came in hard on Jerkovic, Chaz Surratt. Total disruption.
The heads-up play there by Jerkovic, to be honest with you.
And dangerous as well, though.
Very dangerous, but heads up nonetheless. As you see Surratt coming off the left-hand side, overloading the pressure. And you see the left tackle there, Zion Johnson, unable to get out as a player's down for North Carolina.
And it's Storm Duck. It's their starting corner. A young man who got thrown into the fire a year ago when they had so many injuries in the defensive backfield. And he's a big contributor to this defense. See him reaching for that left foot. What a game this has been, huh, Greg?
It's been a great game. Really exciting, back and forth, and now with Boston College potentially knocking on the door.
Tonight at 8 Eastern on the ACC Network, Trevor Lawrence and number 1 Clemson hosting UVA. It's the ACC Network primetime matchup. Folks, if you don't have the ACC Network, go to ACCN.com for instant access. They do a great job there on the ACC Network with all their coverage. Storm Duck taken off the field. It's His mom named him after the character in a soap opera, Bold and the Beautiful. That's how he got that name, Storm.
If I'm Jurkovec, I'm thinking, okay, they have a backup corner in the game. I'm thinking I might want to look in the direction of the backup corner. In this particular case, it's Obi Egbuna, number 13, at the bottom of your screen.
Second and goal, remember, after the penalty. Jurkovec's all the way back to the 39-yard line when he throws that ball and goes to Gill. So this is going to be a 3rd and goal from there. Ball on the 22. 3rd and goal. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. Jurkovec. Flag is down. You would think holding with everything you just saw as he launches it downfield to the end zone and into the hands of Hunter Long. But this is going to be a long walk back to clean things up with all the yellow laundry. David Bailey, the running back in pass pro, probably got a hold of somebody, and it was Surratt coming in hard.
Holding, offense number 26. It's a 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
BC had 1st and goal at the 10-yard line after that great play by Flowers, and now they're in reverse.
Yeah, you see on the right side, clearly number 21, Chaz Surratt rushing. Bailey grabbing that jersey. It's Boston College. Jurkovec almost made a miracle happen. That was a beautiful throw and great identification downfield. Just unfortunate for the Eagles that their running back couldn't hold up in protection.
3rd and goal from the 32. Going to take a shot, launch it downfield. Incomplete. Flag comes down though at the 3-yard line, as it was the backup corner, as you said, matched up with C.J. Lewis. Egbuna.
Pass interference, defense number 13. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
So there is life here for the Eagles with 1:42 to play.
And you see right here, Egbuna. And there's a lot of grabbing, but I think right there, man, my goodness, looked like Lewis sold it a little bit. And on 3rd and goal from that far, man, that's a tough flag to throw. I'm not sure if I entirely agree with the decision to throw it there.
Now it's a 1st down at the 17. They're showing edge pressure. Jurkovec is ripped down. I mean, just taken down hard by Hopper. Tyrone Hopper came in, and the next thing you know, Jurkovec is on his back. BC has 2 timeouts remaining. It's a 2nd down and 19. Steps up. And he's going to be forced out. And he gets pushed into the medical tent. Excuse me, pardon me. 1:09 left.
That was dangerous right there, as Mac Brown having to avoid Jurkovec as he found the sideline. Glad he's okay. I mean, that was dangerous play right there.
3rd and 15, 69 seconds remain. BC against the number 12 team in the country. Over the middle, he's got it complete for a 1st down to Hunter Long. His 9th catch of the game. 1st and goal, Boston College with just over a minute to play.
It's a beautiful throw. Hunter Long working across the middle of the field. Excellent timing, bang, bang to his big body receiver.
We got drama in Chestnut Hill. How will the script finish? Could have been, but incomplete. Boy, oh boy, is Hunter Long the crutch that Phil Jurkovec likes to lean on.
Oh man, but right there, Hunter Long's got to bring that ball in. The ball was well thrown. He's been targeted 18 times right there. Unable to reel that one in. It was a well-thrown ball on the body. With the game on the line, you got to have your All-American candidate tight end reel that in on the goal line.
Just watch where 80 is. Right now, he's on the right side of the formation. Gills to the top of your screen. Big C.J. Lewis bottom of your screen.
Nye right there on big number 80.
2nd and goal. Slant. Lewis scores. C.J. Lewis and this BC team soaring with confidence. And here they are, closing the gap, just a 2-point conversion away. Things are different here at Alumni Stadium. They're tossing the ball left and right. 56 attempts from Jurkovic. Speed on the outside. And able to hang with a team like this.
They need to hustle. There's 10 on the play clock right now. They're going to call timeout. A good
the right
job
thing
by
to do.
Jeff Hafley.
Gather yourself. Will they come up with the game tire? Find out when we return. College football on ESPN presented by PlayStation 5, as this is the ACC on ESPN. And that is Phil Jurkovic, who has 37 completions for over 300 yards, and moments ago a touchdown pass to cap a had-to-have-it 15-play drive. And now a 2-point attempt to tie the game against the number 12 team in the country. Do they have it in them? Jurkovic chased back, looking for something, and it is picked off. Morrison on the return. He's gonna take it for 2 the other way. Trey Morrison with the 2-point return. And what could have been a tied game is a 4-point North Carolina lead.
Here's a great look at the action from the AT&T 5G Skycam. Just nothing open. It's really an RPO. Can hand the ball off if you like the numbers. Jurkovic opts to throw it. Nothing there. And that 2-point return is enormous. That completely changes the approach now because, of course, it's onside kick time if you're Boston College, but no longer is a field goal enough. You have to go the distance yet again. So a massive play there by North Carolina's defense.
Great job by Trey Morrison to snatch that ball and bring it back. And this Carolina team pushed to the limit to the final minute. Mac Brown said all week, I'm telling you, that's a good BC team that's being well coached. And he knew they were going to be in for a fight coming off the 3-week layoff. And now it will be onside time. And Stephen Ruiz will be the kicker to try to attempt the onside. The seldom used sophomore from Illinois. But let's see what he can pull off here. Dribbler straight ahead. That thing was loose for a second. Both teams claiming they have possession. North Carolina has it. Even as BC's Max Richardson comes up with it. And you could see the BC players arguing their case with ACC ref Mike Roach saying, how can you give it to North Carolina if I'm possessing it? And Jeff Hafley's going to get his explanation.
North Carolina's ball, first down.
So North Carolina comes up with it. The dribbler from Ruiz.
Really well executed as you see the ball squeaks free right there. It's a fight underneath the pile. As you can see right there. I know they say it's North Carolina ball. There's no clear recovery there, though. I mean, there's no telling what's going on at the bottom of that pile. So if BC was in fact the one that was possessing it at the bottom of the pile, I don't understand how they can rule it in favor of North Carolina.
Elijah Green, a reserve freshman running back, was in the mix there. Eagles all over him. Richardson came away with the ball, the BC team captain, the star linebacker, but it is going to be North Carolina looking to seal this thing. I'll tell you, both these teams gave a ton today. Sam Howell will take a knee. Howell had 2 touchdown passes, threw for 225. Jurkovec passed for 313, a couple of touchdown passes. Michael Carter had 121 yards rushing. Defense stepped up at critical times on both sides. And drama until the end when Jurkovec's 2-point conversion pass attempt was picked off by Trey Morrison. BC's going to suffer their first loss of the year, but they're going to take a lot away from this. Played well. North Carolina is going to be dangerous all season long. Number 12 team in the country moves to 2-0. 26-22 in a thriller that came down to a failed 2-point conversion return the other way off the pick. Mack Brown, Jeff Hafley meet at midfield. College Football Scoreboard is up next on ABC. For Paul and Greg, I'm Joe Tessitore. Enjoy the rest of your night. Here's Kevin, Mark, and Booger. Take it away, gentlemen.
Tess, thank you so much. We're getting you ready for Spencer Rattler in Oklahoma on the road.